Forge yourself. Become the one the world cannot ignore.
And the world does not wait for the hesitant. It does not pause for the unsure. It does not bow to the timid heart. It only kneels to the relentless, those who have forged themselves in silence, while others shouted in vanity. Every great empire was born in the shadows of obscurity. Every towering figure, Edison, Carnegie, Lincoln, Ford, was once mocked by the very voices that would one day echo their names in awe. Understand this: no one is coming to hand you your future wrapped in velvet. No mentor, no guru, no lover, no friend. Not until you become your own revolution. Until you turn the fire in your gut into fuel for action. We are not here to fit in. We are not here to survive. We are here to command, to rise, not through luck, not through charm, but through discipline carved in stone and a mind too defiant to kneel. The difference between a man who builds an empire and one who fades into the wind is not opportunity. It's focus, the kind of focus that cuts through distraction like a blade, the kind of focus that doesn't bend when mocked, when doubted, or when life throws storms instead of sunshine. You want success? Stop scrolling. Stop comparing. Stop wasting the sacred hours of your life watching others live while your purpose rots inside you. Purpose without execution is self-betrayal. Success is not found in books alone, nor in dreams dreamt idly. It is found in action, repeated with obsession. It is found in the refusal to quit when no one claps for you, when no one sees your grind, when the world moves on and forgets your name. You must believe in yourself before the world will. That belief, it is not built through praise. It is built through self-appointment. You must anoint yourself, name yourself worthy, declare yourself a king or queen in the kingdom of your own becoming. No man climbs a mountain by accident. Every step is chosen. Every slip is learned from. Every fall becomes fuel. You want power? Build your mind. Your mind is the first battlefield. The strongest chains aren't around your wrists, they're around your thoughts. And every time you say, I'm not ready, every time you whisper, maybe tomorrow, you tighten those chains. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your failures. You are what you decide to become now. Think of Thomas Edison, a man who failed 10,000 times and never once called it failure. He called it learning. He called it progress. He understood what most don't. The path to greatness is not lit. You must ignite it yourself. Carve this into your soul. The world owes you nothing. Not success, not clarity, not encouragement. Everything you want must be taken through will, through repetition, through sacrifice. Sacrifice. That's a word we avoid. But you must give up who you are for who you are becoming. Not in part, fully, without apology. If you want to be exceptional, you cannot do what average people do. You must say no when they say yes. Wake early while they sleep. Work while they gossip. Read while they entertain. Build while they wait. Bleed while they rest. And when they laugh, let them. When they scoff, smile. Because you will not be seen today, but you are becoming the one they cannot ignore tomorrow. Every man or woman who changed history had a vision, not just a goal, a vision. Something bigger than fear, bigger than comfort, bigger than them. Walt Disney saw a kingdom in a swamp. Ford saw cars in every driveway before a single factory was built. Hill saw gold, not in earth, but in minds trained to think. And you, what do you see? What flicker hides behind your eyes when the world gets quiet? Because if you don't see it, if you don't define it, life will hand you a script someone else wrote, and you'll follow it to the grave. So you must get clear. Clarity is the weapon of the few. Without it, you'll chase every shiny thing and miss the gold inside your own mountain. Clarity is not handed to you, it is excavated. You dig it out of your soul through solitude, journaling, sweat, and stillness. Do not ask, what should I do? Ask, what am I willing to die for? Ask, what makes my spirit rise even in failure? Because vision backed by action becomes a force that no man can stop. But action without vision, that is motion without meaning, and it will bury you in exhaustion. When belief becomes bone deep, it transforms a man into a weapon. Not a weapon of destruction, but of direction. Laser sharp, intentional, unshakable in the face of mockery, failure, or isolation. But here's what they never told you. Belief is not some spark that just happens. Belief is trained. You build it the same way a blacksmith tempers steel, through fire, through friction, through repetition. Every morning you rise when you could sleep. That's belief. Every time you speak your dream when it feels ridiculous, that's belief. Every time you act without applause, without guarantee, without comfort, that's belief. And belief builds momentum. It is invisible, but it compounds, it stacks. Like compound interest for the soul, belief grows until one day you realize you are no longer faking it. You are no longer hoping. You are no longer trying to become. You are. This is how warriors are born in silence. This is how revolutions begin inside one person, with a decision, then a belief, then a devotion. Let the others chase likes. Let them build castles of sand. But you are carving granite with your bare hands. You are mastering the art of long-term war, not sprinting in vanity, but walking in legacy. And that leads to purpose, the rarest of all possessions. Purpose is not a job, it's not a title. It is the reason you do what you do when no one watches. A man with purpose cannot be bought. He cannot be seduced by ease or stolen by distraction. He has anchored himself to something eternal. And from that anchor he moves like a force of nature. Purpose does not scream, it whispers. And you must get quiet enough to hear it. Turn off the noise. Turn down the world. Sit with yourself. Ask, why am I really here? Not the answer they want to hear, not the surface level script. Ask the question that scorches your ego. What would I do if I knew I could not fail? And am I willing to do it even if I fail 1,000 times? That's purpose. Not what feels good, not what looks good, but what you would do in the dark with bleeding hands and no promise of reward. Because purpose doesn't chase outcomes. It lives in process. And once you find it, you'll burn the bridge to who you used to be, willingly, gladly, without regret. Now we arrive at the doorway of discipline, the unsexy, the painful, the holy. Discipline is not punishment, it is worship. It is love in motion. Love for your future self, love for your potential, love for the version of you that only lives if you fight for it. Discipline is not a trait. It is a decision made daily, hourly, moment by moment. You think champions feel motivated every day? You think warriors crave the grind every morning? No, they do it because they said they would, because their word to themselves is law. You want to become unstoppable? Make your word law. Start by showing up for you, even when it's ugly, even when no one sees, even when every cell in your body begs for comfort. Comfort is the sedative of destiny. It will lull you into a coffin of mediocrity with a smile. Discipline is the scalpel that cuts through that illusion and frees you to feel alive again. Let your habits be sacred. Let your routine be a declaration. Your morning is your kingdom. Your night is your blueprint. And the hours in between, that is where you make war on the old you, because the old you must die. Yes, die. Not softly, not politely. You must bury every excuse, every fear, every distraction. Do not mourn that death. Celebrate it, because from those ashes rises the real you, the one forged in fire, not fantasy. Action, the great separator. The line between dreamers and doers, between the talkers and the builders. You can meditate You can visualize. You can speak affirmations until your throat runs dry. But if you don't move your feet, the universe will not move with you. Action is the proof of belief. It is how you announce to the world, I am not waiting to be chosen. I have already chosen myself. And do not confuse movement with action. Many people are busy, but busy doing nothing that matters. Scrolling is not action. Overthinking is not action. Talking about your goals is not action. Action is doing the hard thing now. Start the business, make the call, write the page, take the step, even if it's small, especially if it's terrifying. Because momentum doesn't arrive, it is generated. And each step you take, no matter how small, rewires your identity. You go from I wish I was to I am becoming to I am. You do not need to be fearless. You need to be brave. And brave simply means you acted in spite of fear. That's it. No one builds greatness from a place of ease. They build it by doing the thing they once believed they couldn't. Again and again and again. And in that repetition, you begin to change the way the world sees you. But more importantly, you change the way you see you. And when your self-image rises, so does your standard. Resilience. That's the trait every winner shares. Not talent, not luck, not beauty. Resilience. The ability to get hit and get back up. The ability to be told no 1,000 times and still say yes to yourself. The ability to lose everything and still not lose your soul. Abraham Lincoln failed in business, lost elections, buried loved ones, and still he became legend. Why? Because he refused to let the world define his limits. He didn't just endure pain, he converted it into purpose. You will not be remembered for what you avoided. You will be remembered for what you endured and transcended. Your scars will become symbols, your losses lessons, your setbacks setups, and the day you stop quitting is the day you become dangerous. Because when quitting is off the table, everything else becomes strategy. Learning. Not the kind you were taught in school, not rote memorization, not surface level trivia. I'm talking about the kind of learning that rewires your identity. Learning that breaks you down and rebuilds you into something entirely new. To learn is to live. To grow is to evolve. And if you're not evolving, you are slowly dying while still breathing. The greatest minds in history, Edison, Ford, Carnegie, Disney, Lincoln, were obsessed with learning. Not because they wanted certificates, but because they understood a sacred truth. Your mind is your empire. And the more you learn, the more territory you conquer. But knowledge alone is not power. Applied knowledge is. Books mean nothing if you don't use them. Mentors mean nothing if you don't act. Courses mean nothing if you don't change. Learn by doing, learn by failing, learn by bleeding, because real learning lives in the doing, not the planning. Study your own mistakes like a general studies the battlefield. Why did I fail? Where did I hesitate? What must I never do again? And then adjust, sharpen, rise, because every lesson learned is another tool in your arsenal. And when life throws its next punch, you'll be ready, not because you hope to be, but because you trained to be. And now we come to the edge of everything. The final turning point. The moment where this is no longer a speech, it's a summons. You were not made to live invisible. You were not born to merely exist, to pass time until death taps you on the shoulder. You were built for greatness, not given, but earned, with sweat, with silence, with sacrifice. The fire inside you is not accidental. It is your divine assignment, and you have two choices: smother it and spend your life in quiet agony, or feed it and burn so brightly the world has no choice but to look your way. You must become the one who cannot be ignored, not by screaming louder, not by chasing clout, but by becoming so undeniably excellent at your craft, so grounded in your vision, so obsessive in your execution, that success has no choice but to kneel before you. Let others stay lukewarm. Let them settle for average. Let them sleep on their dreams. You are different. You are not meant to blend in. You are here to lead. And leadership begins with self-mastery. Master your emotions. Master your habits. Master your energy. Because a storm cannot shake a mountain that knows its own power. You have already wasted too many days doubting, too many mornings hitting snooze on your purpose, too many years calling yourself not ready. You're not waiting on a sign. This is it. This is the line in the sand. This is the moment you declare, the old me is gone, buried, forgotten. From this day forward, I become the architect of my life. You were born in fire, built for war, made to rise. So rise, stand up, straighten your spine, lock eyes with the life you've been too afraid to build, and take the first step with the thunder of 1,000 yesterdays behind you. No more delay, no more fear, no more average, no more asking for permission. You are the storm. You are the standard. You are the one the world has been waiting for, even if they don't know it yet. Now go build the life that one day will silence every doubt and shake every room you ever walk into. Forge yourself and become the one the world cannot ignore.